And then we're going to...
And right here, straight ahead.
And then we're going to... Yeah. So we're going to... Big smile.
You know, one of my favorite parts about superhero films is that initial period where the superhero is figuring out their superpower. I think that's when we feel closest to them, and we feel like we can put ourselves in their shoes the most. And this film is sort of like that the entire time, because they're trying to figure it out, and they're kind of amidst their growing pains and their like awkward phases, and there's something very relatable about that, which is rare to see.
You studied to be a social worker, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a little more glamorous, but is there a part of you that, like, wow, I wish I'd stayed on that path?
I wish I stayed on that path?
Yeah.
I wish I had the stamina and the longevity and the kind of like perspective to do a job like that. I think I was very close to it. I understood what it takes to be a good social worker, and those are the real superheroes of this world. And I had to kind of come to terms with the fact that I'm a sensitive being, and I didn't have what it takes, and I was the only guy in my class, and all the women who I learned with were so far ahead of me. I couldn't really perceive me ever getting there in a way that was like tangible, and so I bowed down to them, and I worship them, and I from afar. I wish I could do it. I had to kind of reckon with the fact that I don't know if I was fit for it in some ways. You know.
Your girlfriend's a bookworm, which I absolutely love. Has it made you read more?
Have I been reading more?
Yeah.
I mean, I try and read as much as I can. I read a lot of scripts. I don't read enough books.
Right.
I worked at a bookstore in high school, and my mentor, Michael Diamond, who's a great artist and a great writer, told me and my friend Colin McNeil that a book can change your life, and that's always true, and that's rung true to me throughout my life. And I think that if you're reading a book and it's not grabbing you, there's a billion books out there that are born for you and they're written for you. Don't get guilty about putting the book down. Find that book that's for you, that's going to change your life.
Did you ever in your wildest imagination imagine that you would be in a Marvel movie?
I'm so psyched to be in one. I mean, really, honestly, when I met with, I'm going to say 6 years ago, with Kevin Feige and Lou D'Esposito about it was a general meeting, and they were big Seinfeld and Veep fans. And then, anyway, I said, yeah, it would be so cool to be in one of these superhero movies. And the next thing you know, it happened.
Does it make you laugh? I mean, it's kind of funny, right? It's just like, if someone said 20 years ago, Julie Louis-Dreyfus is going to be in a Marvel movie, you'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Well, I think it works.
Yeah. Do you feel like what's been going on the last 100 days is really Veep needs to be revived or Sue, or I don't know, it feels like episodes from Veep, just the last 100 days?
Yeah, it's a lot more dramatic than Veep ever was, I have to say. I mean, you know, I don't know how you satirize what's going on right now, to be honest.
I honestly, Signalgate, though, to me was a Veep episode.
The what?
Signalgate was a Veep episode.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
You said that the characters are supposed to be misfits, right? You were never a misfit when you were younger, right?
As me? Was I a misfit?
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever a misfit, but okay, there was, when I was at school, I used to, when I was in my teenage years, before going for drama school, I actually used to go, my friends at lunchtime would be like, where have you gone? And I'd be like, oh, you know, just, you know, like kind of doing a bit of homework. But actually I was with my drama teacher in the back of our room going over Shakespeare speeches because I really wanted to get into drama school and I wanted to do the extra like homework to do it.
Right.
So I think that's like, there was a moment in time where I kind of was keeping like my passion a bit, like of getting into drama school and that nervousness, a bit of a secret from, you know, everyone around me who, like, you know, going, Hannah, where have you been? I'm like, doing Shakespeare. But I didn't tell them that, but yeah.
As a British actor, going onto the set of this huge Marvel movie, did you either laugh hysterically or cry a little bit when you saw the craft tables, the food?
Okay, I said this to Wyatt Russell, okay? I remember when we were doing Black Mirror, and, okay, so obviously there's outside, we were filming in Hackney, and there was a little tiny table with a gingham cloth over and some broken biscuits. I remember Wyatt coming out and he went, it's like, where's Kraft? And I went, Wyatt, this is Kraft. And he went, damn. So literally, that's the British craft system.
Yeah.
And then when you go to a bigger set, there's like trucks of like chefs that will make you your food. But I love it. I find it endearing about the British, polystyrene cups and our digestive biscuits.
And I bet you they were plain biscuits, right? They were not chocolate-covered digestives, right?
What, in England?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just a plain dry hobnob.
Yeah. But plain, no
But
chocolate.
plain, no,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
whoa, not the chocolate hobnob.
Yeah, that's too fancy.
Plain hobnobs.
Yeah.
Let's all not get carried away here.
Yeah. You were a hockey player when you were younger, right?
Yeah, oh, watch out.
Whoops.
Sorry, that guy's camera
Thank
was
you.
going to bust your head open. Yeah.
Do you miss it at all?
I miss, I'll always miss being in the locker room with my teammates.
Right.
There's kind of nothing like it, and you kind of can never go back. It's a bit of a drug where you're with all these people who support each other, and you're in this time period where common goal, you don't know what's going to happen. So those things you can never get back, and I do miss those, but the day-to-day pressure of like winning, losing, on a bad streak, am I going to get traded? Those types of things I do not miss.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how badly did your gym bag smell?
Oh, well, as you get higher up in hockey, your gym bag starts to smell better because you have people who are cleaning it and carrying it for you. So it got better as I got older.
So in the beginning it was shocking.
In the beginning it was horrible.
Right.
Oh,
Do you ever,
God.
by the way, do you ever do that thing like in the office where like Steve Carell's like, I'm just going to tell you, he's like a really good skater and hasn't told the girl yet.
Right.
So like to go out on the ice and you're this amazing skater. Did you ever do that?
Did I ever do that? No. And if I ever did that, I would have had one of my teammates come out and shoot me on sight. I never did it.